So chat, this account is Kleekii. Goes by Kleekii, Enaki, Lumiki. The key is the common denominator. Okay, so they're AR60, and coming from Setsuna that had primarily meta characters raised, this account has a lot of it's like a mixed bag. So definitely more casual leaning, raise the characters that they were interested in, which obviously is a great way to play the game. Like, yeah, just raise the characters you like. That being said, I was so shocked when I saw this Kaveh, man. So I'm just gonna show you this Kaveh, so you know how I felt. So you know how I feel. This Kaveh is the only and he's triple crowned. He's triple. I've never seen a geared Kaveh before. That's that's so relatable. And he's triple crowned, guys. So, like, this is the most based thing I've seen, and I am so. I have no words, but I'm so happy to see a Kaveh main in the wild. I have no words, but they are truly, exactly, they are truly an endangered species. Okay? So, we're just gonna, we're gonna leave that there, okay? So, like the other account, I did take a preliminary look at this one, and it is definitely less invested than Setsuna's. Hi Kleekii, welcome. And when Kleekii filled out their form a couple months ago, they said that they're usually
getting there, but there's still room for improvement.
they said that they're usually only able to reach like floor 11-2, 11-2 or chamber 11-3 with their characters. So went in and tried it this afternoon offline, and we were able to pull in 6 stars from floor 12. And this was with some minor tweaking on the artifacts because I wanted to do more of the artifact tweaking here on stream. And like, definitely trying to exploit elemental counters and composing teams. Oh, right, sorry. Before I continue, the teams that I used for Setsuna, one was Kazaha National, and then the other was a Raiden Hyperbloom team, where Kokomi and Farina. Okay, so real quick, chat. I'm not going to go to Abyss, but I just wanted to show you, just in case you are concerned about the elemental counters or make this mistake or anything. Sorry, so this account doesn't have Kazuha, so I'm going to use Sucrose for now just to show you. Alright, so real quick, if you're concerned that you're lacking Pyro DPSs or built Pyro DPSs and you want you want Pyro DPSs for this floors, for this Abyss cycle, because it is a bit biased towards that. My advice is put your Pyro DPS in the second half, and then for the first half, just bring someone who can do Usia just to have an easier time with Capellius. Because you can cope without Pyro. Even though you have Cryo Gunners there, you can cope without Pyro if you just have like an Usia character to disable Capellius. Okay? So, you can notice that this is a Hyperbloom team. And in fact, it even has 2 Hydro units, so definitely not Pyro. But because Farina's normal attack, Ucia can get rid of Coppelius' shield fast. Like it's very doable with just this team, even though there's no Pyro unit. And then save your Pyro unit, most likely Xiangling, probably for the second half, because that's where the elemental counters are a bit stricter. Okay, so yeah, just some quick advice on the teams there. And um, just putting it out there because Setsuna did say that they actually forgot about Farina being able to apply Ucia easily like that. Anyway, going back to Kleekii's account. So Kleekii did have some requests when I went into their account. They basically said that they've been using the same Hutao Vape and Ayaka Freeze teams every Abyss, but they want to use different teams and they didn't know where to start. So, one of my first goals and primary goals was actually to try to assemble different teams out of their account. And you know what? For this, let me just move my camera just so that I'm not blocking the team menu. Let me just move it here. Um, so we did try to do some team assembly. I love the names of these teams though. Live, laugh, love. I hate my life. Girly pop. Something Sevy. Okay, okay. Thank you, Kleekii. This is so nice. Thank you. Okay. So we'll put down some of the teams here that I would recommend. Okay. So let's add one here. First, super easy. I'm gonna be going like okay, I might make these teams and you guys might be like, well, those are boring teams. But honestly, it's the tried and true ones, okay, that are friendly to those with and without skill issue, which is why like commonly recommended. Okay.
What is the situation?
So very easy, or rather, very common, rational, and I would definitely recommend this because most of your rational team members are already built and leveled, which is quite nice. Um, and then you also mentioned that you wanted to try more Dendro teams, so in setting up these teams, it's good that you have Nahida. Definitely opens up a lot of doors for good Dendro teams. And one of the first ones is going to be an essential Nahida Cookie Saintcho Hyperbloom team. Okay, so here you have a lot of options for the 4th slot. And if you value the comfort, you could go Zhongli.
What shall we do?
You could also go for another Hydra character like Kokomi, for example. She can do some driving. You could also go for Fischl, who isn't going to steal a lot of cores. You can also go for another Dendro unit for more Dendro applications. So you do have a lot of options. Although out of these, I would probably recommend Zhongli quite a lot. Yeah. So this is a basic Hyperbloom team, but again, you're quite flexible for the 4th slot. And then we have options for quicken teams. All right, so again, we have Nahida out here. You have Yai and you have Fischl. So this is already a good quicken core. And in the 4th slot, again, it can be Zhongli. It can be Sucrose or any of your Animo units. And we're going to take a look at the Animo units a little bit later. But again, you do have options, right? So for example, like we can put in Sucrose here for the meantime. So let's just put this as Yai Quicken. So that's another one. And then we could also just just make a variation of this into a Yai Quick Bloom. Yai Quick, I can't type, guys. There we go. So Similar idea. We have Yai, we have Nahida.
Whatever would you do without me?
And then here, well, yeah, we could definitely do Kokomi. We could do Singcho. Yeah, so you could do a Kokomi or Singcho. Let's put Singcho, for example. And then for a defensive option, you could put, where's Yao Yao? You could put Yao Yao. Oh my god, Luna, you got out.
Care of everyone.
Okay, so this is one option. Oh my god, I'm blocking Yao Yao again. I'm so sorry. But that's Yao Yao, okay? She's just tiny. So this is one option. Another option is to go with Kokomi.
Take heart.
And then since you already have a healer, your last slot can be Fischl.
The threads of your fate
So this
lie
is
in my
another
hands.
option. Now your third option, which is something that I advise a little bit less, because it's not going to be that comfortable, is that since you do have Farina, like she
I
can
knew
be
you'd miss me.
your hydro applicator for this quick bloom team. She's gonna be really good for Yai. The only issue here is that I'm not so sure that the healer options available here will be that comfortable. Like for example, you could level up Jean for it. You do have Sayu, but in my experience, she's a bit difficult to use with Farina. You do still have Yao Yao,
Don't
and
care? Yao's here.
I have tried Farina Yao Yao teams before, and it's just a matter of getting used to the rotations, honestly, because, you know, you do want to time Yao Yao's healing to actually help with the fanfare stacking. But basically, this is not going to be as comfortable, but it's still a strong option if you can, like, if you can execute it well, or if you can, you know, if you can get used to the rotations. So for now, I'm just going to put Kokomi
Victory
and
will be ours.
Fischl here.
The threads of your fate lie in my hands.
Okay, and then another team. I like how Kaveh and Sub to Sevy are the same team. So I'm going to change this one just so that just for another one. Now the last danger team that you could try is going to be the Sucrose Hyper Bloom one. So
I can do it.
in case you're new to this team, although I have used it in previous 4-star Spiral Abyss runs, the idea here is that Sucrose holds all the EM and is also the one swirling Electro, therefore she is the one triggering the Hyper Blooms. So the idea is that, and in addition to that, Fischl doesn't target cores, so she's mostly applying Electro to enemies, and then Sucrose swirls the Electro from enemies to cores. So she's the one Sucrose is the one triggering the cores. She has supposedly high EM, so higher Hyper Bloom damage. The only thing about this is that it doesn't come with a healer. It does come with Singcho, who does give the damage reduction, which is nice. If you need more comfort, you could, for example, give Prototype Amber to Nahida. But yeah, this is another Dendro option that you can explore. And then, okay, so we have Girly Pop. One way to improve this is to replace either Lynette or Zhongli with Xiangling. Will Nahida prevent consistent Electro app here? That's a good question. There is a possibility that she could. There's the whole thing about Nahida in Kaching Fischl teams where it can be hard to swirl Electro. In multi-target. Wait, is this Fischl? Wait, what is this? Fischl C6? Okay. So there is a possibility that it could, and you know, in such cases, you could, for example, use Yao Yao, but that is less than Joe app. So I would just try as much as possible, because like I think it's still very possible, because Fischl does apply a lot of Electro, you know, especially with her A4. She is still applying a lot of Electro. You can make more than 4 teams. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So the other one was like a Linny format, which is basically this. But yeah, you can replace either Lynette or Zhongli with Xiangling. Most likely Lynette, just for the comfort. of, of shooting with Zhongli. And yeah, so those are basically the teams that I would recommend. I'm not going to replace Lynette though. I feel like, I mean, I'm not going to move her out right now. I feel like you like having the siblings together. So that being said, let's take a look at some of these builds. Because when I first took a look at them, I did notice that they do have a lot of potential to be swapped around. So aside from, adding those new teams, there are some characters here that I would like to try changing the artifacts of, and one of them is Yai. So I think that, we could go with a good two-piece here. You do have two-piece emblem, but I think we can try for two-piece attack, two-piece attack EM, or attack Thundering Fury. Do you have Thundering Fury pieces? Let's try to eliminate our choices here. Okay, so you have two Thundering Fury pieces. Move camera to the left. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Thank you for the mod check. Thank you. Welcome, Fish on Tree. All right. So, two-piece Thundering Fury, not doable right now. So let's take a look at our gilded pieces, our shim pieces, and our glad pieces. Hi, Anzakaya. No, you haven't missed mine. Although, we'll see how long this one takes, because depending on the time it takes, I might have to squeeze you in for another date, likely next week. Because I do have like another batch for next week. Okay, but welcome in. Oh, this is nice. Okay. We can take this. Hang on, chat. Let me put on some music. I don't know where the music stopped. I guess because we're actually, let's put on Stellar Moments. There you go. Okay. Hang on, chat. Let me just quickly fetch some Stellar Moments music. Our account reviews are still open for next batch, like full account reviews. Unless I've contacted you previously that you got into the first batch, then those are the only ones that I'll be choosing from for now. Lower BG music, thanks. Okay, there you go. Okay. So we grabbed the flower. We're grabbing this feather. Let's see, sands. I'm going to grab I'm going to grab Lumine Sands. Yeah, okay. So we have two shim. We have two shim, one glad. So can we get another glad? Do I have electro goblets here? Okay. HP, healing bonus, crit rate. Oh! Can I guest on it? Oh my gosh. Halavi, you should. Okay, let's see. Can we do another glad from one of these? Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, actually, could we take Lumine's pieces? Lumine seems to have some pretty good pieces. Can I take your Mia's piece? Rip Lumine, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, if there are characters that you don't want me to touch, you can let me know. But this is a Yai build, let's see. And Solar Pearl. Okay, let's see how this came out. Oh my goodness, holy crit rate. Holy crit rate. Okay. Where's the Widsith? Okay, there we go. So, the year is 2040. Hoyoverse has just introduced artifact loadouts. Oh no. Okay, there. Oh my god, we dodged the ER. Incredible. So, that's one Yai built. And then Fischl. Okay, so, chat, this Fischl was initially built physical Fischl, which is like hella based. Okay, but let's try putting them on an Electro official build. So let's first check out the Golden Troop pieces. How are we looking on the Golden Troop front? Okay, well, Farina is holding on to some good pieces, which is great. Physical official is an endangered species. Yeah, almost as endangered as Kaveh mains. Okay. So there are some potential pieces here. Some that can be rolled. This actually I would take a chance on. I'm gonna lock it for you. Um because EM sands on an aggravate official is definitely viable. And we have, ER attack crit rate could roll into something. And then okay, so goblet's not really there. And then okay, so some potential among the golden troop, although since that would be hard to complete, we can just try two pieces for now. We'll again be looking at the attack sets. Where is Glad? Why am I blind? There it is. Okay. Yeah. Kaveh isn't in danger, just on maternity leave, right? Well, he's been on maternity leave for a while, so I don't know what to tell you. Okay. So, out of these, first of all, Barbara, what is Barbara holding? Can't wait. What is Barbara holding? Oh, okay. It's a two piece. I was afraid that it might have been like some super cracked combo, but anyway. Barbara's using your old crit Comey. Oh my goodness, you had a crit Comey? No shot. No shot. Okay. Well. Finch Fry, thank you so much for the prime. Thank you so much for the prime in 3 months. Thank you. Okay, this is a glad piece. Okay. What is Barbara holding? This, okay. I'm so base. Okay, we could go for this one. Although that doesn't leave a lot of room for the two-piece. Okay, we might have a hard time completing the two-piece anyway. So we could like consider that. And then we could consider that. And then Yoimiya's has okay, and then that one. Although that is a lot of ER that she doesn't necessarily need. So it could be this or this. Like, could borrow Yoimiya's for now. Yeah. And then what is she missing? A goblet. Electro goblet. Okay. So the electro goblet options are a bit limited. I would take a chance on this locked one that Diona's holding. But let's see. Do you have attack goblets as alternatives? Let's see. Hi Tala, how are you doing? Is her burst normal attack considered burst damage? The initial bursts normal attack, or do you mean the skill attack? So Fischl's initial lightning strike when she casts her burst is burst damage, but then everything that comes out of Oz after is skill damage. So you still just want to level her skill. Let's see. So attack goblets. Well, I don't want to touch your Kaveh, but you do have attack goblet alternatives. You do have attack goblet options. Barbara's is like unironically one of the better options. There's Klee here. You're named Kleekii, so I feel like you did use Klee a lot for a while. This isn't bad actually. This is 4 crit subs and 2 elemental mastery subs, which is fine. And then this also looks good, so we could temporarily use this, but just know that you do have a bunch of options here if you want to swap around. Svee, I'm sorry. Hello, Svee. How are you doing? Okay. So this, aside from this circlet, or wanting to have a leveled circlet, like this is going to be a pretty good visual already. Yeah, again, I don't really feel like rolling artifacts. I don't want to be liable for the tragic rolls that would come out of that. But anyway, um, let's see. What are the other ones that we recommended? We had the Dendro teams, we had Fischl. Right. Okay. So the next thing that I was going to comment on actually is when I was looking at your national units, um, for example, this thing Cho, just 90 and more EM, right? Thank you for the input. On an aggravate
It's
unit,
another universe.
since we do want those reactions to stonk, leveling Fischl and Yae to 90 is going to help a lot with their aggravate reaction damage. So if you do want to play these Dendro teams and want to invest in them, I would recommend definitely bringing them up to 90. I will also say the same for Cookie because when I was playing the Cookie Hyperbloom team earlier in Abyss, she does have this high EM, but because she is at 80 right now, the Hyperblooms we're still in the 20,000 range. When you get Cookie to level 90, that's going to be an easy 30,000 range on the Hyperblooms. Hey, it's me, Lou. Welcome in. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, so thank you for that reminder and input. So let's quickly go back to the national teammates. So I see you have the Heart of Depth here. It's not a full emblem set yet, but I will say that these artifacts are good. So stats over sets for now. You can definitely stick to this. I think a long-term goal though would be setting up your Singcho, and sorry, let's quickly switch over to the Hyperbloom team. For the national team, the rational team, for easy access. Um, it can be a long-term goal to switch over your Singcho to a 4-piece emblem also, which is going to be a bunch of farming, but long-term, no need to rush. So this Xiangling also is not yet on a 2-piece emblem. Some options are a 4-piece Crimson, although if we look at your emblem pieces and then we look at your crimson pieces, your crimson set is currently on Klee. So I'm going to guess that if you actually get your Klee's artifacts, this is going to be a very good build already. That you can actually definitely stick with. So again, since your username is Kleekii and I feel like Klee is one of your favorite characters, I'm not gonna touch her, but just so you know, you can definitely swap those artifacts over to Xiangling, and it's going to save you farming and also going to be very good for Xiangling with those reaction bonuses. Right now, so Xiangling was initially on Fav, which is um, a fine option, although I did notice that her ER was a little bit overboard, so I switched her for now to Deathmatch. And she is holding quite a good ER sand, so I think we can stick with that. Other options for her weapons would have been Dragon's Bane, um, if you wanted to level this more, but Deathmatch is totally fine as well. Not Xiangling again. Xiangling Ki. You can't escape Xiangling. You can't escape Oppa. You cannot. No, this is Xiangling Impact, okay? Now, I will say that your Raiden actually has a really good build. Like, she's one of your better built characters, which is quite nice. Although you can fish for the final refinements of the catch. Just saying. But again, another long-term goal. So looking at this, we have a good amount of subs here. Like look at this feather. Actually, look at this feather. Yeah. So you're right, and actually no problem. This, like, keep her. This is great. It's mostly the Xingqiu Shangling that could use some adjustments. Bennett, we have everything we need. Okay, we have a crit rate circlet on there. If you ever find yourself wanting more healing, then you know, you could definitely pull up like, oh, okay, no other noblesse pieces. Okay, yeah, keep that. So everything looks good on the Bennett front. I think that you could
Where did that come from?
pull up more ER on Bennett just for comfort. I usually have over 200 ER on Bennett, and I know a lot of players probably have like over 210, over 220 ER on Bennett, you know, just to make sure he bursts. So that's one thing that you can watch out for. Like, okay, you already have the ER sands, so it's probably going to be a matter of finding the ER subs on your noblesse pieces. Like, let's see here. Um, okay, that's like the same, practically the same amount of ER. Oh my gosh. Okay, they do not have ER subs. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Actually. Okay, I see. So oh, he's on Aquila. Okay, you know what? If you're playing rational, he'll be fine. Raiden is a battery. He'll be fine. If you ever play him off rational, then I would recommend switching to Skyward. I just remembered that because we were going rational, I did switch him over to Aquila Favonia, but outside of rational, switch over to the Skyward and he'll be fine. All good. Okay. Is his damage actually considerable? It is actually considerable. It does make a difference. But I would say that it's not something you have to prioritize farming. It's not big enough that I would prioritize it over improving your off-field DPSs or your main DPS. But if you ever do, or if you ever are able to equip such a build, it makes a difference. I read backseating in the stream title and thought backseating is encouraged. Oh no. Oh no, I'm sorry. Getting 100k burst on Bennett is a serotonin hit. So true. Okay, now the next thing I wanted to kind of look at or give some recommendations on is Nahida, or more specifically your Deepwood artifacts. Okay, so the thing is here, one thing that caught my attention is that you don't have a lot of Deepwood artifacts, which is actually fine because technically at most you need 2 functional Deepwood sets, right? Deepwood is a team-wide DPS increase, and if you're playing a Dendro team, you do want it on the team, and if you're playing Dendro team on Spiral Abyss, on both sides of Spiral Abyss, that means you want 2 Deepwood sets. So it's okay that you don't have a lot of Deepwood pieces, but I think that if ever you run out of things to farm or are fine sinking more resin into the Deepwood domain, then it would be a good idea because, for example, Nahida would appreciate an elemental mastery sands more. And then, you know, if you ever wanted to give a Deepwood set to like your Yao Yao or something, then, you know, she would want the right main stats of like HP, healing bonus, and things like that. What is Nahida holding? Is she not holding a... Oh, she's holding an HP goblet. Okay. Right, where's the Dendro damage goblet? Oh, okay, it was this one. Yeah. So that's something that can be for future reference. Not totally high priority though, because you already have like a functional 4-piece Deepwood set, which is fine. So yeah, it's just for like building up. And I think one advantage of that is going to be that, you know, you would be able to ideally pick up more gilded pieces and also be able to build up like, or pick up an elemental mastery circlet, for example, um, which could be helpful in like increasing your hyper bloom trigger characters. But technically, this is 4-piece gilded. Okay, never mind. It's fine. Yeah. So building up Deepwood collection. On that similar note, I would also suggest possibly down the line building up your VV set, mainly to get at least one more EM main stat VV. So it's not going to be a super high priority because, again, you actually do have a bunch of VV pieces and you have attack crit. Like, you have attack crit pieces here. So earlier, when I was trying your Abyss, I basically ended up using Hazo National because Hazo is very functional, or like, sorry, my brain is slowing down, but Hazo can work very well with an attack crit build. Whereas Sucrose, she works a lot better with a triple EM build. So, because attack crit build is more of what you have with the attack sands and the crit circlet, opted for Hazo. That being said, if you are able to pick up a VV piece that has like another EM VV piece like this, you have the EM stat, but then no EM circlet. If you're able to pick up at least an EM VV goblet or an EM VV circlet, then that would make your Sucrose a lot stronger and a lot better to play. So that would definitely help. But again, because you technically do have like a functional VV set that you can put on like Hazo, you can even put on your Farazan or your Lynette, then not super, super high priority. I do Abyss too. I mainly did it to gauge where the account was at. I wouldn't do it for every account because, for example, one of the players that I contacted today asking to see their account, they actually said that they were recently able to 36-star Abyss. So they said that I don't have to worry too much about their account, which means that I'm not planning to do Abyss on their account anymore. I'm just gonna like take a look at progress and stuff. So, it's case to case basis. It's not like a promise or it's not like a guarantee that I'm going to 36-star your Abyss. Like this one, it was, 6 stars on floor 12. So it's just like to gauge. Yeah, exactly, gauge. Harder to get than 5-star characters, I know. Essentially. So yeah, those were the ones that stood out to me because Deepwood and VV, they are important support sets. So there are things that can be improved down the line. But the pieces, you can already definitely work with the pieces you have. Gauge, 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 gauge. So I think that's a lot of the recommendations that I have for your characters, especially, well, particularly the teams that we went through, um, especially Dendro teams, because those Electro, Aggravate, Hyperbloom units, they will want to be leveled up to 90. I was checking out the characters that you had currently at lower levels. I think one of them that you can level up is Venti, because like either Venti or Sucrose. Like Sucrose is already level 80 out of 80, which is great. She definitely benefits from going up to 90, but I just say Venti because, for example, he does well on an attack crit build. You don't have Kazuha on this account. So if you need strong crowd control, then either Venti or Sucrose can deliver. So I would recommend like um bringing one of them or investing more into one of them. And then in terms of healers, I think you're okay. Yao Yao would benefit from being leveled higher. Cookie is doing okay. Luna, what, Luna? And then let's see. Otherwise, I think that, well, if you're interested in other pyro units, there's Yanfei, but you already have Yoimiya and Hutao, so not a priority. So I think that yeah, those are the ones that I would mainly recommend. So yeah,
Osm-
let me know if you have any other questions before I log out of this account, because I think that's mostly what I wanted to discuss, like with regards to the teams and the character builds and the artifacts and stuff. Um, I think if you were to prioritize or think about your artifact farming priority, consider like planning route like domain and strongbox routes for Deepwood, Vivi, and then Emblem, since those are the ones that stood out to me as artifacts that you can that your characters would benefit more from. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for now for this account. Should you farm Vivi or Emblem of Severed Fate first? Um, so between the two, I would probably just sit in the Emblem domain and then strongbox Vivi or strongbox more Emblem. So you know you can do what Setsuna did and stay in the Emblem domain for several months. So yeah, that's going to net you the most useful pieces. Going back to the emblem mine, yeah, exactly. Can you look at my wanderer too? Okay, it's funny that you should ask that because okay, chat. This so I think it was Kleekii. It was Kleekii, right? Who said it was you who said when I asked Kleekii, like, are there characters you don't want to use? Because let's be real, guys. Okay, there players are allowed to have hard nose on the characters that they want to use. When I used Kleekii which characters they want to use, they said, I don't want to use Wanderer, but if there's no other options, then I'll consider him. So, okay, let's look at your Wanderer. Uh, ain't no way you level the twin Nephrite to level 80. Wait. This is the first time I've seen a level 80 to a Nephrite. I've never seen an ascended to a Nephrite before. Oh my gosh. It was for Crit Komi before you got the BP weapon? Why does it look kind of good? I mean, it actually looks pretty, this wanderer is holding Adventure and Tiny Miracle. I'm so I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of this wanderer. He's truly like a boy fresh out of Nahida's academia preschool. This is him. He's going through it, guys. He's in his puberty days. He's blossoming to become the wanderer we know. Yeah, okay. I I Okay, but the twin Nephra, this is something I've never seen before. I've like never in my days of streaming have I seen a level 80 to a Nephrite. Your Kaveh is your everything? I could tell. I could tell your Kaveh is your everything. This weapon exists. I'm surprised this weapon goes up to 80. But yeah. This weapon exists. Thank you, Kleekii, for showing us the beautiful chaos that is your account. I hope the advice helped. But also, I hope you continue to enjoy your account in every way that you wish to, especially with that beautiful Kaveh with the Al-Haytham level muscles. All right, I will sign out now. Please get back to us with a 90 Nephrite. Oh my goodness, please. Please, that is so funny. Oh my goodness. Okay, chat.